stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hand over my defibrillator.
All right, roll call, please.
Peter Somerville, Town Council.
Ed Van Auken, Town Councilman.
John Dolce, Town Supervisor.
Randy Bates, Town Councilman.
Ryan Wood, Town Councilman.
Victoria State Town Clerk.
Okay, audience comments, please. Any audience comments? If not, we'll move on to accepting the August 8th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
I'll move we accept the August 8th, 2024 meeting minutes.
Please second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. There are no budget modifications or transfers. Once again, I'll make a motion to pay all signed vouchers and bills.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Last meeting, I was asked about how much donations did we get for the tennis court, and I said $50, which was a mistake. It was $954.61. That'll go along with the $19,000 grant,
Excellent.
and we'll go from there to redo the tennis court. That's what the Runcible Park Committee is planning.
John, if I could add just a second to that.
Yeah.
That grant, there's another round of grant money that I came aware of a couple days ago. Just same Albany County Parks and Recs, another round of grants. So I sent the same thing to Medusa and to Preston Hollow. Again, they got the first round, but I reminded them that there's another round coming. So maybe it's deadline is the August 31st, so it's coming quickly, but they might be able to get something.
Was that sent to the Runcible Park Committee?
No, because they just got 19,000.
They're not gonna get another one.
Oh, they won't get another. Okay. Okay, so move on to I reached out to Jerry Finnan and the library about the shared sign that Brian recommended. I told him not to put the sign on the building, to discuss putting it on the post out front.
I did talk to the EMS guys and told them to reach out to them. They obviously want to do something, so they had something already in the works. Not that they were full steam ahead on, so I said, get with the library. If they didn't get a contact there, call town hall and Vicky could get them in touch and get it going, so.
Good.
That just makes more sense.
Yes, that did make sense, better than on the building. The Rice Road repairs, we talked about it a couple of times. Now, I pulled the deed for that property, and it shows that we have a right of way over a portion of an existing driveway used by the town of Rensselaer Water District. So if we have a right of way, that means we can't repair, or I believe, that's the question, is that we can repair that road and charge the water district for the repair.
Yes.
Yes.
Who has the right of way?
So the water district has the right of way.
So when you say we, you mean the water district?
The water district has the right of way to use the driveway to get to the filter plant.
Is there a problem with it?
The road?
Yeah.
It needs maintaining, it needs drainage and some surface work. And plowing,
And what?
and snow plowing,
I believe that the water district pays,
right, but the town could do it, they were paid as well, so.
oh, okay.
But we should pass a resolution, if that's what we want to do, we should pass a resolution
authorizing the highway superintendent to do maintenance work on Rice Road and bill the water district for the cost.
So I'd have to contact the town attorney to prepare a
So
resolution.
we can do it right here. It's just a
It's
resolution,
just a resolution, it's not a law.
not a law.
Okay.
If I may, what would be the most important thing to do right away is to dredge the trench that used to be on the right side of the road, that water either in heavy rains or melt off snow used to be able to run off.
Yeah.
Right, and now it just causes John doesn't have a four-wheel drive truck, he's got a regular passenger car, he can, during, inclement weather, he's lucky if he can get up there. He's had to walk up in the snow at times. So that's the snow part, the problem part, but the dredging of the side of the road would be like the first best.
Yeah, and
It's
I-
an
Thing to
easy,
do.
easy thing to do. I mean, I'm assuming we don't set an hourly rate though for like that, when we
Well,
do
we-
fees and rates.
We
right?
do, we use FEMA rates,
Oh, okay.
and that's
Yeah.
that's a rate for equipment operator and materials.
so I spoke to Jason. He was okay. He said, just take a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the guy's time and,
So I'll make a motion that we allow the town highway to do needed work at the discretion of the water sewer district and the town highway superintendent, as long as it's reimbursed at the FEMA rates that's adopted yearly
on Rice Road.
on Rice Road.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. I'll contact Jason. Under new business. The other day, I drove past 351 and I saw a nice farm with a lot of activity. Can't think of the name. Do you know the farm on 351 by Smith's Corners?
Yeah, they just put up a sign.
They just put up a sign.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it's gonna be like a music outdoor venue.
Oh, you talking about Velvet Earth?
What is it?
Velvet Earth.
Velvet Earth, yes, that's correct.
They're on Instagram.
I didn't hear.
Velvet Earth.
Earth.
Velvet Earth.
Farm is the new sign.
Okay.
What about it?
So my point is that I live right there. I didn't even know about it. And if we're gonna promote business in Rensselaer, we should know who it is and promote it on our website.
Why, then we would be a business-friendly community. We wouldn't want to do that. would we?
Well,
I think that's great. Hilltown Commons, I think, is looking to promote local business too, so I'm sure there could be.
so I asked Tim Lippert that whatever businesses are going past the planning board and are,
I don't think that went up in front of the planning board. I've been watching it.
Yeah, it did.
yeah, I know you
Yeah,
have.
it did extensively.
You what?
It was an extensive review.
Before,
Thank you.
Before you were-
Yeah, it was like a year ago or something.
Or longer, 2
But,
years.
so I asked Tim Lippert when he does his report to please tell us what businesses are, so we can make the public aware.
Cool.
Town Line Power Sports went open.
And Instagram. Yeah, but
No, I
a
know.
lot
but
of
I'm just
people
saying,
don't,
Of course, you don't know that, yeah. No, but for Carolyn, that would be a source of information potentially.
Facebook, Instagram, all of them.
Snapchat, X.
I don't have
Well, I
any,
haven't gone that far, but
I don't have any of them.
Cause you're old.
so I just wanted to bring that up.
He knows all about pickleball.
He does. He knows that there's 2 pickleballs and 1 tennis court.
Well, actually, I went to Ted's Fish Fry and there was a pickleball expert next to me. So he enlightened me. You get 2 pickleball courts on a tennis court, so you know.
Really?
Yeah, turn the other way. It's, a pickleball court is exactly a half of a tennis court. I didn't know. All right, never mind.
Okay.
Trying to get out of here by 4 hours.
Anyway, I'd just like the town board to know more about the planning board and what's going on, so we could help promote it.
I've been there, I only missed one meeting, and I've been watching what they're doing, but I don't have any, besides just kind of knowing what they're doing, but it's just standard stuff,
But any new
nothing wild. No.
businesses like,
No. Somebody, most of it is subdivisions of a lot to give it to their mother-in-law to build a house on or something, you know, it's just
okay,
standard stuff. I haven't seen anything. I'm gonna report back to you if I see something that we should know about.
yeah, I'd love to.
Cause you're the liaison. to the-
Liaison. I've been practicing that. 'Cause I could never pronounce, it's liaison, just so you know.
Unless you're French.
Almost liaison. All right, next up, the Water Sewer Advisory Committee.
Good evening. So we have good news and bad news. I'm going to start with the bad news, get that out of the way. And you did see an email from us, I presume, but if not, I'll just go over it, not quite as detailed as I did in the email. But on the 30th of July, the town of Rensselaerville's Water District received an administrative order from the EPA, Safe Water Drinking Water Act Compliance Section Region 2. And they requested that we respond. I happened to be on vacation that week. And so the following Monday, I believe, is when we send you a copy of the notice. We let them know that we got the receipt, or we received that administrative order. So, you know, we're like taking the first steps to comply because this is pretty serious. So that was Monday the 5th that we responded that we did receive it. The reason, or what an administrative order is a notice from the EPA provided by information that is given to them by the New York State Department of Health, that the water system has exceeded the MCLs, which I know is an acronym that not everybody remembers, but it's the maximum contaminant levels of TTHM and H885. These are the disinfection byproducts that occur during the filtration process because there's too much organic contaminants in the water coming from the creek right after the dam, or the lake, if you will, but it's not really the lake. It's this little embankment of water, like 2 or 3 feet of water that feeds the water system. So we've been talking about this for a while. Clearly you're aware of what we've been talking about. And so the reason we got this order now, and I'll explain what that order is in a minute, is because we occasionally exceed that MCL or those MCLs. And we test water every day. We lab test that water and it gets reported to the Department of Health. So they're aware of the fact when we exceed the MCLs. And it's happened in multiple quarters over the past couple of years. In fact, the last, and a quarter could just be like one day in 3 months, but it happened. The first quarter of 2024, the last quarter of 23, the third quarter of 23. So 3 quarters in a row, we got dinged, and then number of dings also in 2022 and 2021. So it fluctuates. We're always close to the line. We're above, we're below it, and quite often it has to do with the weather, or certainly in the summer it's worse than other times. This EPA order is a demand for us to provide a corrective action plan on what we're gonna do to resolve this problem. Because it can't continue like this. But now it's no longer us trying to figure out what we can do to improve things. Now we're being instructed by the law to do it. We have a number of things in place, including the upgrade plan, but that's a long-term plan. They want to know about short-term solutions that we're trying to put in place. And so we are obligated to respond, not in a highly technical manner, but at least give them an idea, like a scoped out plan of what we're going to do over, let's say, the next couple of years, before the upgrade plan project ever actually goes into play, to do what we can to protect our community's drinking water. And so we don't have to engage an engineering firm yet, although it will probably be something we have to do to find some short-term solutions. And so not nearly as expensive as a preliminary engineering report, 50, 60,000, but somewhere way less than that, to help us come up with a plan to resolve these issues. And then we're obligated to report to them on a monthly basis, I believe.
So can CT Mail, being we just paid them all this money, just use that information and come up with a short-term plan? I mean, for sure, we're not
for
gonna,
a price.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and I've already been in contact with them. They're prepared to get engaged, but I didn't see any point coming here tonight to ask you to approve any additional funds for them at the moment, because we also met with the EPA, the enforcement officer that issued the order just yesterday, and learned that it isn't necessary for us to have an engineer be a part of our initial response. We just need to show them, and they just want to hear that we're taking it seriously, and that we've got plans in place that will be something we continue to carry out. And I think you've seen over the past year the kind of work that the Water Committee is doing. You can be confident, and that we'll follow through with that. So this is bad news, but somehow a little bit of good news, because it will help our position
For the grants.
for the big construction project by showing them that, hey, look, we're in so much trouble with the EPA. We really need to upgrade this system. What can you do to help us?
And can I just add, it's not, we aren't necessarily in trouble with the EPA. We are being called upon to provide a corrective action plan and a schedule, which basically they're asking us to document what we've already been doing, right? Write that down in a plan. And they did indicate on the calls that all the work that we've done to get on the IUP listing, which we'll talk about in a minute, is definitely part, it shows them, it demonstrates to them that we're taking this problem seriously. The other thing is that we've been in, constant contact with the water operator, and he did say that the MCL for DPBs for the last couple quarters have not exceeded. So, we're working actively with him and with a whole team of different experts who are free to us right now because of a lot of the work that we've done to develop a proper response.
The last exceedance was the first quarter of this year. So we've actually gone 2 quarters, so almost complete 2 quarters without exceeding. So even our current efforts are doing better than we have in the past. That being said, not on the agenda, but is the good news that I'd like Jaren to deliver.
So while we were on the call with Albany County Department of Health, they shared that the draft intended use plan for New York State was released, and everyone should have a copy. The really good news is that our project for the town of Rensselaerville was ranked very highly. One, we're on the list, so we did it. We were able to be, our project was accepted. The work that CT Mail did, along with the Water Committee and others, was acceptable, and it got us to the top of the list. which you'll see on the back of the first page. And then on the last page, that is the state's, again, draft list for eligible projects for bipartisan infrastructure law funding. So again, we are at the very top of the list, which means that when they go to allocate funds, I believe our project will be given pretty high consideration. So by October 1st, when this intended use plan is finalized, we should have received communication from them by that point with details about any award amounts. But essentially, they are in agreement that the project cost is around $2.5 million, and they are committed to helping finance the project. The other good news is that because of the income survey we did this summer, we were able to demonstrate hardship status for the water district, which means that we will be eligible for no interest financing, most likely. So it's really good news, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done now to get to the construction phase and apply for some more grants, to sort of offset additional costs and things like that. So, but thank
Great.
you for
Excuse me, Joe.
believing in us in this process. Yes.
So on the list, it says annual list,
Mhm.
the first four, Fulton, Jefferson, Dutchess, and Nassau,
Mhm.
shows a $0 project cost.
Right, they are, I believe, and I'm not an expert on this listing, but
Okay.
my understanding is that those projects are sort of underway, and so their scores are so much higher because they are already in the process of being financed.
Okay,
And so we are, I believe, at the top, that we're the very first municipality listed,
yeah,
after that. And then if you keep going down, you'll, in the PDF that was sent out, we didn't print all 197 pages, but if you go to the PDF and you scroll past us, you would see the numbers, the rankings just keep going down, down, down until you get to a red bar, and that's where the hardship criteria cutoff is. And then you keep going down, and you'll see communities who weren't able to demonstrate that they met the hardship criteria. And then they continue having, lower ranks and go down from there. So.
okay, and the population of 200 is just the water district.
Correct.
It's safe to say that we can rely on you guys to let us know when and if the town board should be lobbying local electeds, or state elected officials to be like, hey, we need your help with this.
Absolutely.
It'd probably be best if it comes from the board and not each of us individually, because that would just be annoying, I think, if we're all one body, but maybe we could get letters out to support this.
That'd be extremely helpful, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had actually, reached out to many of the current legislators, but they can't do anything with us because we weren't on the IUP. They couldn't do anything for us because we hadn't been on the IUP, but now that we're in the, recognized and acknowledged as a project that could actually be funded and move forward, they can actually act on that. But it all depends on, I guess, who's in office next year.
This looks like great news.
Yeah, and we really
Yeah, it
want to thank the board for supporting us and getting through this.
And thank you guys for
Thanks for sticking with it.
sticking with it. That's wonderful. Finally, I'll take the bad news.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great.
It caused a 10-minute overrun, just so you know. We've been out here a quarter after, but you took up. 10 minutes.
That's true. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Okay.
Any audience comments, please?
Punch yourself right now.
And make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.